We doing here? Said, what are we doing here? This is a weird way to start this stream, but we'll start it this way anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Hello, everybody. Hi, how you doing? My name is Pebble. I am a streamer, and I'm a human being too. You know, I want to be treated just like a person. All right, just because I like to use a camera and talk on it and play video games doesn't mean that I want everyone to think, oh, it's just that's all he does. He just plays games and talks. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get a hold of my emotions. Now, listen. We are playing HD poker, of course. We just jumped right into the HD poker because it's I'll tell you a little bit about it if you don't know. It's a live game. These people are real people. I'm a real person. Okay, good. We knew that. It's the kind of game where it's a lobby, so you wait in a lobby for a while and you wait for the games to fill up, and so that could be a while and you don't know how long it's going to take. So what I usually do is I wait until the room fills up, and then I wait until the room fills up and then I play the game. That's how I do it. So let's do a couple things here while let's get back into the game here. Let's fold this hand. We have the camera set up very high up. I wonder if that's okay. Okay, excuse me. Let's move this over here. There we go. Let me see what we want to do here. Let's do this. There we go. That's good, actually. So here's the deal. HD Poker is one of them games that I really like the competitiveness of it. I think it's a great game to stream, and so we'll play some games. We'll play some poker. The goal is to win at least one. It's a tournament style. It's Texas Hold'em, and it's just a great game to stream when you're just starting. I don't know. I feel like it's a good first game to stream. I stream it whenever, but like there was a time when I stopped. Is that a word? Stopped streaming it for a while, but thankfully somebody joined up. Somebody joined my Twitch, started following me on Twitch, and when I talked to him, it was like, hey, I just thought I'll do a little research on this one for some reason. And I asked them what they wanted to see me stream, and they said HD poker. So that made me feel good because honestly, when you're streaming, I hate to I like talking about streaming because I think if you're doing it, you can talk about it. I don't feel bad about breaking the fourth wall, as they say. I feel like one of the hardest parts about streaming is there's a confidence issue that I personally have. Now, this is me anyway. My self-esteem was not always great. I have a theory that some people just were born with bad self-esteem. I don't believe this thing of I do think there's a nature-nurture thing where you can nurture somebody into being incompetent or whatever, but I actually feel like I was just born just not thinking I could do anything right, or not feeling like I could get there, or I can't figure it out. I don't know. So it took me all my adulthood to get stronger, to be confident in myself, to believe in myself, to know that and for some reason people can always sense in real life, they can sense that I don't know, that I don't necessarily, or that I didn't used to have confidence. They can sense it. I get it all the time. Just I'm a security guard, and I constantly get people trying to you're not very good, are you, huh? You're not very good at your job, are you? Doing little stuff like that. It's they can sense the lack of confidence. It's very odd, but I just think it's just the way it is, there's some animals in nature that other animals fuck with. It's just kind of the way it is. So what ended up happening with me is, and this is kind of like valid, I'm going to fold that to why I stream, is I ended up just spending more time by myself because it was safer that way. And it kind of gave me a chance to sort of figure out what's going on around me by talking to myself and figuring things out, working things out. The more I did that, the more I had an understanding. I still do it to this day. Is I can, if I see something and I notice like someone's really fucking with me, or something's going on and people are like, a lot of times people gaslight me. I get gaslighted. This is an interesting word that people are using now because I feel like I'm very familiar with the concept of gaslighting. It's people basically saying, that's not what happened, when it is what happened. It used to happen to me at work, all the jobs, all the time. So I had to kind of stop working with a lot of people. And I also found myself to be, see, this is like a really deep thing. So what ended up happening was, so this is a good, let's go back to the table real quick and we'll get back into the conversation. I remember where we were. Nice straight. So I always took my talking to myself seriously. I was like, am I crazy? I don't want to talk. So I'm very careful about it. There's an art to it. Sometimes I'll do this. If I'm in public, I don't always talk to myself. But like, there's times when you feel like you're being stared at or something, and you know it's happening, and you know you're not tripping. I'll do some of this and sort of, and it kind of gives me an awareness. I think other people start to realize that I am aware of what's happening when they see me kind of talking and doing this. And then I notice they'll leave me alone and see like, oh, he's like aware. He is actually aware. I don't know. Maybe I'm able to look nonchalant. I don't know. So that took me to streaming, believe it or not. Because I thought, I talk to myself and it really helps me. So the streaming gives me an opportunity to really work things out vocally. And then I just like enjoyed it. And now we do it with games. It's a great thing to do. So it actually does make sense why I stream. I kind of know the backstory. And so there you now you know that now you did that, now you do that now. And then now you know why I talk to myself, because I obviously have talking problems. It does help, it does really help to talk. Like even, you may think you know how to talk and stuff, but like until you actually do it on your own and you hear like what's coming out. Oh, we folded 6-6. But how could you have known, though? How could you have known? So, yeah. Listen, when you're on a stream and you talk about, your life, yourself, you have time to talk. Look at that. We had quads. Oh my quad. When you do it, when you talk and you're talking out loud and you're saying something, and obviously I'm talking to myself, but I'm also talking to you guys. I'm aware that, right? It's not crazy. So things are going to come out that are personal, and that's how streamers get in trouble a lot of times. I only had like 1 or 2 streams, and I'm so grateful that there was a problem with the recording, or I just decided not to keep it. There was one that I really went full, like, using people's names and shit. And then that was one time. And then I decided, like, never use names, because you don't want to get in trouble legally with stuff. But that's really helped me, that theory. And I'm really careful before I get on a stream. I'm always mentally focused. Like, okay, we're about to stream here. We gotta be careful what we say. And I'm aware that it's a show, but I also think that the angle of this is kind of me sort of doing this for myself. I'm already this guy that talks kind of to himself, sort of. I've spent a lot of time by myself. I know how to do it in a sane way. I've seen people do it in an insane way, where they're just walking around the street talking out loud. I mean, I didn't want to do that on stream either. Like, nobody wants to see a crazy guy. So, anyway, I hope that helps. I hope that helps explain. I don't know. I'm glad I explained it. That's what we're here for. We're here to explain ourselves, talk to ourselves. Meanwhile, let's get back to the game for a second here. 576K for Van Pebble. That's not a lot of money here. We got to get ourselves up. I'm going to drink some water and try to get myself hydrated and back in this game. And I will try not to drink on microphone. I hope that was good. I hope that didn't come across like I was slurping on the mic. But you know what I find? I find that I've listened back to some of my stuff, and I do slurp sometimes, and it's like... But I also find that I'm aware of it, and it's, again, awareness is such a big part of at least for me, it's a big part of growing as a person. It's like, if you're aware of something, you can help minimize it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going all in. I don't have a lot of money here, and I want this hand. So if we lose this, we're gonna have to start over, play another tournament. Ben the Conqueror obviously has a hand there, and he does play it. He's got jacks. That's dangerous. But we got ace and queen here, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. Wait, he could have a straight still. 10, jack, queen, king. Oh, he almost had a straight there. Almost got a straight on me. So that was a really good hand. So I'm just like being nice to this guy, and I like mostly, I'm usually always, almost all the time nice to people at the table. Sometimes I feel like I need a little push, or I just feel like, fuck it, I feel like I'm in the zone. I'll do a little smack talk to these guys at the table, but most of the time, for the most part, I'm very, very cool, very nice. He says, needed the 9 ace would have made the board. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yes. Well, I was watching like streamers, right? There's this guy that I watch. I don't watch a lot of streamers, but I don't want to like imitate anyone by accident, you know? So I'll watch like some IRL stuff, because that's pretty safe. I don't IRL stream. It's a totally different thing. And I noticed, like, you know, the style that people have is like, I feel pretty safe. I don't feel like people are doing quite what I'm doing. Most people are talking to a chat. They're talking to, hey guys, or I do that too, but like, hey chat, what do you think, chat? Now, I often will say this, and I think maybe I'm a little cruel with it, but like, maybe I'm a little mean about it. Like, I hate that. I hate when people go chat. That chat thing, I don't know how it became a thing. I've never liked it. I'll never do it, ever. I'll never say, hey, chat, ever. And I think this is a show. So, I mean, I could say guys or hey, everybody or something like that. But, I mean, I know that there's people out there watching. I want that. And I've said this, and I'll say it now, is like, for some reason, I guess this is just what we're doing right now, is we're explaining the art of, for me, streaming. But I've always been a big fan of radio, and I sort of look at this as sort of an extension of radio, where there is an audio quality to it, and then there's also a video. The video is just so. I mean, I've seen podcasts where the video just makes it so much better. You know, I just have to admit that. You know, I always thought like. We're going to fold this because we only have 3s, and I just don't think this is a strong hand. Even though we're in great shape now with 1.19 million. Let's let these guys play it out. He did win with the 3-6. I'm going to show him that I could have beat him. Oh, no, I would have not beat him. Sorry. He had a 2-pair. Nice 2-pair. The style of... Yeah, so I was watching this guy, and he's doing IRL, and he's doing great. I'm watching him, how he does it and stuff, and it's interesting, and I definitely want to do IRL, but then I also think, like, it would definitely be different. It would probably be more of me just doing what I'm doing here, but in public, which is like, be careful because you don't want to like. The thing about being at IRL and doing public stuff, I don't really like the public that much. Look, let me say this: I love people. I'm a person, right? But I really don't like being around people very much. I just don't. I've had like a lot of bad experiences with people, but mostly it's just I just don't really one thing I've learned, and it took me a long time to learn this, is I don't need people. I think most people think you need to be. There's this thing that has been fed to us, like you need to be social. Not everybody is going to suffer. Now I guess we'll find out in a few years, right? Did this guy just like, but no, I'm 50 years old at this point. I've been this like unsocial guy for a really long time. It's not my thing. But when I am around people, I behave myself. My problem with people is that they don't know how to socialize. They don't know how to be social. And so I don't want to be social with most people because they just assume things. And I had a roommate for a while, that I was living with. Won't go into it too much. I won't go into the guy's name. I won't say whether he still lives here. I could be talking about someone that lived here a long time ago. Ha ha ha. But there was this guy that lived here, and a long time ago, all right, we'll keep it that way. And he treated me like, I noticed he was kind of like intense. When he'd see me, he'd like kind of stare at me, and then at some point he started telling me what to do, like, hey, you're gonna mow the lawn today, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. And so then he wanted me to watch his cat, and I like cats, but then I noticed he would start texting me, how's my cat, what's going on with my cat? And I finally just told the guy, I don't want to watch your cat, I don't want to do anything for you. And I just started ignoring the guy. And he couldn't understand. It was like, dude, I'm not your fucking bitch. Like, this guy acted like it was prison, and I was his bitch. And it was crazy because I've never, like I said, it's not like when I see him, I'm scared, but I socially know how to act when I'm around people, that he just couldn't handle the respect that I was giving him. And he started thinking that he was the fucking shit, I guess. And I was ready to fucking like punch this guy in the fucking face. Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, obviously you can't punch people in the face, or, you know, you're changing the game that way. In a bad way. So I've just started ignoring the guy, and like I said, it made me very happy. Like, my life's perfect now because I don't ever fucking talk to this guy. But it was really weird that this guy, I lost a lot of money just there, but it was a good play. I thought I had a good hand, 9-9, and it just didn't work out, which is fine. So yeah, so this is the kind of thing that I deal with people, and I've always had the problem at jobs that I've had when I've worked with a bunch of people. There's always certain people that think that, like, they do this weird, like, I'm your boss thing, or I'm like, when they're not your boss, and so I've just, because you can't, because I'm a guy, I think there's an aggressiveness people have naturally to guys. They try to alpha this. I remember I was in a health study. This is a study where you go to a hospital and they give you like these little pills, and some of the pills are the pills and some of the pills are not the pill, and they have like a bunch of people, and we lived there for like a month, and we took the pills, and some people took the pill and some people didn't, and they tested us and gave us tests. They took medical tests on us. They did verbal tests. They did all kinds of, and it was this thing, and it was an interesting study, and it was like hell for me because I was tested by every person in there. Like, it just seemed like every fucking like wannabe alpha dog was like coming up and like, that's my seat, and like that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, I literally do not come off like that with people. I don't know what it is. I've always had that, so I just spend a lot of time by myself because I don't have, like, I feel like it stifles my growth to be around those kind of people, because now I'm at a point where I have to go, like, I have to either be like, yo, what the fuck, what are you doing? I have to be like a fucking monkey. You know, I actually literally have to. So I don't know, there's something very animalistic about people that socially, that I just for some reason like can't play with others. I don't know what it is. And that's why I've never wanted to go to prison. I've been to jail, you know, but every guy's been to jail at least once. But I've never been to prison. We need a 10 here, or we need a heart. I'm going to go all in and just give it a shot because we don't have shit anyway. I like what we got here. We need a heart, though, real bad. We need a heart real bad. Alright, we didn't take care of that one. We lost that tournament. So, yeah, it's something I've noticed. So then, what ended up happening was, and by the way, we're going to play another game here. Let's just jump right into this tournament here. Very nice. Yeah. So, now I am a security guard, and actually I find that works quite nicely for me, because people already are like, it's a natural thing that people want to kind of like size me up or like start shit with me, and or just kind of like some kind of a weird domination, or people kind of give me a look like I don't understand it. And so being a security guard, you're the center of attention. You're the guy that everybody kind of like, as soon as they come on the scene, they give you a look. And since I'm used to that role of people just like, I'm used to it, it makes it very easy for me to just kind of tell people like stuff that you really, most of the time in life, you wouldn't tell people to do. Like, you need to stop doing that. You can't sit there. You can't stand there. You can't piss there. You can't do that. You can't blah, 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 blah. And I don't know why. I do know why, actually. I think that explanation we just had. Yeah. And I also say this. I'm not sure that I would have had that perspective that I just talked about had I not had the thing that I do, which is to talk things out. I just have this innate need to talk things out. It's an innate thing. And I don't think, let me say this, I don't think like, I'm not telling you this like I think I'm a superhuman being or something, okay? I'm not going like, I'm amazing. I think we all should think that we're amazing, but I'm not doing that right now, okay? That's not what I'm doing. I'm literally saying like, this is a real thing. If I told you, you'd say I was crazy, because you'd be like, well, come on. When I was a kid, my mother used to say to me, you think those people are doing or saying those things, but they're not talking about you. No one cares about you. And the truth is, people do. Like, for some reason, there's people that want to like, they point the finger and they go, that guy's odd, or let's fuck with this guy, or what's with this guy, or jealousy, or whatever. And You know how I deal with jealousy? Jealousy when I see somebody that I'm like clearly like, this person's just, wow, that's a really handsome guy, or guy. Let's go with guy, because I'm not like sexually attracted to men. But if you see a man, the one thing that people do is they will be jealous and they'll be rude and mean. I don't do that. I think to myself, that's a really attractive person. Let's see how they deal with it. Because it's clear that they're very good looking. It's going to be that thing that nobody talks about, but they know deep inside, because enough people are kind of, every now and then somebody's going to come up to you. I've seen it with good looking people. Every now and then somebody will come up to you and go, hey, you're really, really attractive. People will do that. So there you go. No one does it to me. I'm not saying that. Trust me on that. No, I worked in restaurants for a really long time. We have a nice hand here. We have aces. And now we're playing a new game. I feel a little bit more refreshed. That's how you feel. You feel like, okay, I feel a little bit better. Let's bet a little bit of money here. Let's bet a nice chunk of change. He should fold that. Oh, he didn't fold it. Oh, the ace. Oh, both aces. All right, we split that pot. And that's the thing, you know, streamers will do this thing where we will talk about stuff that maybe is a little uncomfortable to talk about. That's probably not everybody's like that. I think for some of us, there's a little bit of therapy involved in this. And I will never make it, I will never make it a thing where it's all about therapy. For me, this is entertainment, but I do think there's something entertaining about knowing the person that you're dealing with. And when I watch streams, I'm always thinking like, I wonder what the person's like in real life, or even though, because IRL streams aren't real, like they're sort of reality TV kind of. But when you see a streamer like streaming games, unless it's like a KCO guy who's just like, oh, I'm a SNL character. Oh, some of these guys have become these big characters. They're not real. So like a lot of times I'll sit and go, I wonder what they're really like. So my thing was always to be a real person as a streamer and not just be this like large character. And I don't think I could even be a large character all the time if I tried. I just think it would probably exhaust me, and it's just not sincere. I can't be insincere when I'm by myself. Like I said, I spend a lot of time by myself. So what that does for me is it makes me very sincere. It makes me very real. So it would be hard for me to just put on like a Dr. Disrespect, who I think is one of the greatest streamers. When I saw Dr. Disrespect, I didn't want to stream. I was like, he's doing it. He's doing the thing. Like, why would you ever want to stream after watching somebody that good? Like, that guy's, not only is he just a great gamer, but he's a great, like, he is next level streamer. So I never thought like I'll put a wig on and then I'll, but I never saw any streamer and said that's me. That's why I ended up doing it, because I was like, I'm not represented up here, and yeah. There we go. All right, cool. We talked about all. That's good. It feels good to get to talk about that stuff. Well, it's the inside baseball, of streaming. And it is like, I feel like if you're talking about yourself and you're exploring your mind and your actions and you're sharing your thoughts with people, that's one thing. There's some people that literally make videos about other streamers. And I've had those streams where I started talking about like other streamers, and I decided that I'm not going to do that anymore, because number one, this stream's about me, not about them. I want people to watch me, but really that should be the number one. But what really happens is we get so caught up in like talking about other people, we forget that they're people, and it hurts people. Like, even if those people are like big money streamer, Pokimane, and all these big names, it's like, yeah, but they also like are very sensitive to, they're putting themselves out there. This is a dangerous one, 665. I'm gonna fold that. I don't like the sixes on the board there. In this case, the people are betting and there's sixes on the board. It's dangerous. Yeah, I had a couple of streams where I like went off on, I think Pokimane had like a that's what it was Pokimane, and she had like a podcast with some girl, and I didn't like the girl's voice that Pokimane was with, and I actually like wrote a comment on YouTube, and then I actually went on my stream, which has like 0 people compared to hers anyway, you know? I'm not being fake humble. I mean, she's just killing. Like, I don't have very many viewers. Like, she's a professional stream. And I felt like, you know what? This is stupid. Like, first of all, you're getting in a war with somebody that's like, she's America and I'm some third world country, you know? And then like, she's also like doing her best, man. Everybody's just doing the best they can. So my thing is, like, I will never put slander. I may every now and then have an opinion like that person's a fucking idiot. Like, there are some people I think are, a lot of kick streamers I have no problem sort of throwing under the bus because they're kind of fucking moronic, but it's just because of the way they behave and stuff, you know. I mean, really, if you want to get into the dirt with streamers, you know, for me, and you're asking me like, what do you think? Which streamer do you think? You know, the sensational questions, like, who do you hate? You know, I would say, like, I don't hate anyone, but like, stream-wise, the kick streamers are kind of like the grosser streamers. It's sort of like in high school, they're like the kids that are like, everybody, if you're in high school and you're doing drugs and you're like smoking, well, for us, high school, it was the kids that were smoking cigarettes in the bathroom. Those were like the loser guys. They're the guys that were like, sorry to say this, but like a lot of guys that were doing shop class instead of going to like college. We looked at those guys as like a lot of those guys is, because a lot of them were kind of like, woo, like they were out to lunch, you know what I'm saying? So like I think a lot of kick streamers are just out to lunch. Like, if you look at them, they're like, they can barely talk. It's not a character. It's like there's actually a mental deficiency going on, and it's kind of sad. And then they like play into it more. And there's like abusive guys out there, like Sam Pepper, who's like abuses his girlfriends on stream, and it's like, it's kind of like, it's really just like gross. And a lot of those guys are this close to like actually like doing crime. Like, there's people that literally on Kick that are doing crime on the streets, and they just haven't yet figured out like that. Like, it just hasn't been figured out yet that what they're actually doing is like committing crime. We have a really nice hand finally. After all this talking, we're gonna go hard in the paint and go 94K. Yeah, I wanted to, and I was thinking about maybe I could bring my talents to, oh, this guy's going to Kick, but I don't know. All right, we're all in. Obviously, the flush is a concern. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Although, we probably didn't win that, did we? They won that one. Oh. See, because I had 2 pair, but then, the other 2 pair came on. Oh, okay. But yeah, I feel really good. And like, a lot of that stuff I was just talking about was just like stuff I used to deal with. You know, I don't really deal with any of the problems anymore because I don't. I spend a lot of time by myself, and like I said, if it was unhealthy, I wouldn't do it. Like, I used to force myself to be around people all the time, and you know, get jobs just that was full of people, just because I thought that's a healthy. I've always been told that that's the healthy thing to do. And then one day I had a series of really bad experiences. I worked at a hotel for like a couple months, and it was such a bad experience. Just the social aspect of it was so negative. And it was not because of me. It was just really like, it was so bad. I'll tell you a little bit. Like, there was just a lot of the people that were working there. Like, I was there as basically a house person. I folded laundry, so I dealt with a lot of the laundry people, and a lot of those people were women. And I got along with most of them, but then some of them, there was a weird thing going on with them where they were making fun of me because I was white, which I never really dealt with before. I never really experienced the reverse racism in that way. And then after that, I saw it a lot more. I was like, wow, like I didn't realize being white was like, because I'm half Italian, so I never thought of myself as a white guy. But then when I talk, I realize I'm not talking like an Italian guy, like, hey, bada bing, or whatever. It's a white voice, I guess. And so I was getting teased, but it didn't bother me really until I realized, like, hey man, like these people are fucking. It's much like the guy in the house that was like, I had to do something about it at some point because it was getting so bad. Let's try to get our money back here. So they would like, hello, how are you? Like, I don't know, doing like a white voice. And I finally was like, yo, man, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, and they were like, oh, what's the problem? And then they kept doing it, and I realized they weren't going to stop. And then my boss was a guy that was black who hated my guts. I couldn't figure out why. He was nice to everybody. He was a black gay guy. And I thought I was being nice. I was never like rude to the guy. And the guy just was like, you know who's doing it, you are. And like he would always call me out for stuff. And I finally had to quit the job because there was so much, like, I felt racist. I don't know, because I've never really experienced racism on that level. Because like I said, I'm considered white. So I was always told, just don't be racist, you know? So I never really experienced it. Like, I never got into, like, whenever we would see it, we would put a stop to it, you know? Like, hey, man, like, you fucking leave that guy alone. Or we would embrace people of other, like, races or Mexicans. We would, like, talk about the cultures in a good way. Like, hey, man, tell us more about that, you know? This is a great hand here. I don't think this guy has any shot. Really nice straight. Lady Luck has run out. Sorry, ma'am, you gotta go. So that was my experience at the hotel, and then it started happening a lot more. Not necessarily the racist thing, although I was seeing it in the form of racism, I think. It was just a social thing. But I went to work for a security company, and I went to an interview, actually talked about it on one of these streams. So I go in and see the guy, and he's this big black guy, black skin, you know, black guy, and really big guy. But I'm an older guy. I'm not, like, intimidated by people, and I don't really care. Like, we're security guards, right? But he was, like, the boss of this company, and he was interviewing me and another guy at the same time, and that guy happened to be an African guy. I don't know if that's... And so he was being, like... He's like, he looks at me and he goes, you go in the other room. I want to talk to him first. Go. And I was like, all right. It was a little aggressive, but I was like, all right. So I go to the other room. He goes, close the door. And I was like, all right. All right. So I was like, hey, you know what? I figured, you know what? Some people just talk that way. So then he's talking to the guy, and then he's being real nice to the guy, and he goes, come back in here. And I go back in there, and the guy is sitting there, and he's being really cool and talking to the guy, and he's not looking at me at all, and he's not talking to me at all. So then I just, like, finally I just sit in a different chair. He didn't say anything about that. And then when he interviewed the guy, and then he goes, you come over here. And I sit down in the chair, and he goes, I don't know, he's just giving me, like, orders, like, sit closer, or sit there. And I go, I think I'm going to stand for this interview. Because I could feel it, like it was just going left. And the guy goes, I said sit down. And I said no. I said no. I'm not going to sit down. And he goes, excuse me? And I go, this has been going downhill since I got here, and I don't know why, but I'm not going to sit down. And you know what? I don't think this is actually going to work out, so I'm just going to leave. And the guy looked like he wanted to like punch me in the face. And I'm not making this up, man. Like, I'm not exaggerating. Like, I'm telling you, like, the guy was like like this, and I left the thing, and even as I'm leaving, the guy's like giving me like he had a guy who was working for him. He's like, watch him, and like that, and I'm just like, I don't know what. So I just realized that I'm better off like working by myself. You know, now I'm a security guard. I work by myself, which is really, I can work with other people as well, but it like really works better. And a lot of security jobs, a lot of them are you're working by yourself, because I think it's a cheaper way for people to go. You know, I work for a company, I won't say who, and so when these companies put you to these sites, a lot of times, you know, they don't want to spend a whole lot of money, so they'll just send one guard out there. I'm going to play this hand. It's 4-4. I want to start playing hands here, see if we can open things up a little bit. He goes all in with the king 2-2. That's a bad sign, but I'm going to give it a shot. Why not? It's 140. I figured he had a king or a 2. The 2 would have fucking killed us right away. It was a good try. I had to try. All right. Yeah, that was a weird one, and that was like that was towards the end where I was like, you know what? I'm not sure. I gotta be more careful about like jobs that I go apply for. And at the time, I was working for a company that wasn't treating me good either, but like for other reasons, probably not like racial, but there is a lot of racism that goes on in the security business, because there's a lot, for some reason I've noticed, and I'm just talking from my own personal experiences, that there do seem to be like in some companies it's just predominantly a certain race, and I can't even tell you, because sometimes it's black, sometimes it's like a lot of African guys, sometimes it's a lot of Mexican guys, like, or it'll be a Mexican-owned company, because I live near California, so sometimes you'll get a security company that's owned by California, like that's owned by somebody that lives in California, but they branched out to Seattle, so then it'll be like predominantly a Mexican-owned company, and then they just basically just want to hire their own kind. Like, that's what I've learned from it, you know. So it's like, that's kind of, most people won't talk that way, or they'll say it in a way like threatening, and I sort of get it. It's like, keep it in the family or whatever. Like, I worked for one security company where it was literally like family run. Like, everybody that was like the human resources was married to the guy that was the scheduler, and then and all these people, and it was actually a really bad thing. It turned out to be hold on. People are bullying. Let the guy take as long as he wants there. For some reason, back at the table here, people are saying Ben the Conqueror is taking too long. But that's, you know, I'm going to say I don't see the problem. We have timers. You can use all your time. No big deal. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know what everybody, I think because they're losing, really, is what I think. Big ante here. Queen 8. We're going to have to call this one, because Queen 8's a good hand. It's not a good flop for us, though. Anyway, now, on a positive note, I mean, it's all been positive, you know. I've tried to keep it positive during all that stuff, you know, all those weird interviews and stuff. And one of the things that really helped me get through it was the streaming, because I remember when I went through that. Nice hand, by the way. Nice hand. I'm gonna go all in on this one because I'm running out of money, and I got a good hand here, 3-3. So maybe Ben will probably play this. Yeah. So let's see if we can win this one. 3-3, King 9. Come on, baby. I feel good about this one, actually. We haven't played too many hands. Oh, the ace. No. Oh, they won because of the ace. All right, that's okay. It was a good game. I'll play another one here. So yeah, let's take a little break here. We'll throw a little music on. So break time. But yeah, when that happened to me. So when that particular situation happened, where I went to the interview and it was a big, got black, he was a black guy. I remember not even saying that he was black because I just feel weird about saying like the black guy or the Latina girl, I was not raised that way to think of somebody as, we were always taught like, people are people, there's no such thing as color, but there definitely is a thing with other people in how they react to you, and me just having this skin color, the skin tone that I have, and maybe the voice that I have, grew up a suburban guy. We're not the most popular, growing up, I've told people have asked me like, where are you from and what do you do and all this kind of stuff, and it always comes down to me telling like where I came from and stuff, and I always end up saying like I grew up in a suburb. Because I did. I grew up in the suburbs. And that's a really negative thing. Nobody wants to be affiliated with suburbs. And I don't either. I live in the city now. Like I grew up in the suburbs, but like I'm 50 years old. I've spent like I would say, I was forced to live with my parents till I was 18, like, right? Isn't that how it goes? You're forced to go to school, and you're forced to do this thing, and you just do it. And then after you're 18, you're on your own. Since I was 18, I've lived my own life. I've done my own thing. And it's been like almost everything I've been told that life is supposed to be like, it's just not true. It's basically high school everywhere you go. And that's to finally put a cap on it. That's a really big, one of the big initial reasons why I stopped hanging around people and I just lived my life solo. I plan everything solo. I try to do everything solo because I just realized that life is so high school. It was that hotel job that really took it home for me, because I'll tell you this one quick thing. So one of the people that was really on my ass at the hotel was this girl. She was like the concierge person. And she was like sweet, like she was really flirty with me and stuff. But she also would make fun of me too. So she would be like, oh yeah, well, like just doing like a lot of talking down to me and stuff. And the thing that I couldn't understand, and this still kills me to this day, is I've never met anyone fatter in my life. She's the most fat person. Have you ever seen, and I'm not like, I don't make fun of fat people. I'm not skinny. But again, I've never met anyone so large and obese in my life. Actually, there was a movie with Eddie Murphy a long time ago, and I think her name was, what was her name? I'll look it up actually. It was like Sigourney something, and she actually won an award for acting. She won like an Oscar or something. It was like she was playing like a girl who had a kid. It was like a really serious, intense movie. And now I've got to find it because I'm talking about it. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. It's this girl right here, right? This is one of the bigger people I've ever seen. Okay, I'm not trying to be mean. And this girl was that big, and she was making fun of me, and I couldn't understand it for my life, and I still to this day I still don't think it's funny to laugh at the fact that she's that big, and I still don't want to like sit there and go the fat bit, like why would I do that? Like she had a problem, you know what I'm saying? All right, ladies and gentlemen, back to the game for a minute. We'll get back into the ridiculousness of what happened. We're gonna fold that hand because we just don't. And this is fun. I'm having a good time. I'm just going to keep playing these games. This is very fun. We're going to get one of these, and then once we do, then we can close shop. But I'm just enjoying this day. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this day and just play games all day today. So the girl was obese. She had a pretty face. I will give her that. She had a pretty face. Prettier than that woman I showed you. Like, I feel like that woman was pretty as well, but like this one, she didn't have the double chin so much. I mean, she probably did, but like she was so fat, and I couldn't believe that she was like picking on me. This is the thing, like it did it. And here's the thing too, it almost sounds like I'm autistic because these things don't bother me. The thing that's unfortunate is you have to deal with it. Otherwise, you're just going to get picked on relentlessly. And I chose, like I said, to stay away from people. I just don't spend a lot of time with people. I don't work. Like, if I do work around people, it's where I can just basically be by myself and watch them from afar, And I do interact with people quite a bit, and I think it's healthy, and I'm healthy. But the hotel taught me, like, that just wasn't my lane. Here's another. I'll finish that up. So I never once was like, "You're a fat bitch." Like, why? How would you fucking say that to me? You're a fucking, Like, I don't talk to people like that. I don't think like that, and I want to make it clear. Like, I still to this day would never say. Like, I just don't feel that way. There's too many people in my life that are bigger, and I've care about people. I care about people, the way people think about themselves. So I would never say that. And I'm still working on weight stuff myself. Like when we had the COVID thing, I didn't work for like 2 years straight, and I gained weight like crazy. But like I just figured like I need to do this. I had been working so hard my whole life, and like I said, dealing with all this psychological stuff. To me, working physical jobs was not a big deal. It was the mental bullshit you had to put up with people that I didn't like. There was I'll tell you one more hotel story, and this will give you like the idea of like, wow, this guy really does have bad luck with people. So they would hire people at temp agencies to come work at the hotel very frequently because they were always shorthanded. They always needed help because it was a tough environment to work in, fast environment to work in. We're going to throw some money out here. We're going to make a bet here. Ben the Conqueror is in my table. I don't know if you remember, Ben was in there. Benny's back. And we're going to go raise it to 42 for Benny boy. See what Benny says to that. Good fold, Benny. Good fold, Benny. So, they hired temp agency people at the hotel quite a bit. And those people were folding laundry. That was their job. So, I worked in the laundry room from a certain time at night. When I got there at like... Nice try, Benny. Let's try, Benny. So, when I was working at the hotel, I folded laundry for like from like 3 to like 7 or something, and then everybody would leave, and then I would have to just keep folding, and then I would keep folding, but then the front desk would give me phone calls, and I would have to go run errands for them. Like, somebody needs a towel, somebody needs this. So I was a house person / laundry guy. And so, but they needed help folding laundry. So what they would do is the hotel would get these temp workers to come in and fold laundry. And then they would always end up leaving like around 7, so they would be there like in the morning. But when I got there, they were still there. So there was this one guy who was this really, and we've kind of talked about this earlier. He was a very attractive guy. Like just like a Latino guy, like nice hair, very like trim, and he acted like it. Like he acted like he was hot. He did the thing where he was just kind of like ignored people. He didn't talk to anyone. He sort of like was just doing this nonchalant like I'm hot thing. And every now and then he'd throw his hair back, and he was just like, it was just always like this. And I just was like, whatever, like this guy, whatever. Maybe we'll try eventually to talk to this guy. Well, the guy at one point comes up to me like maybe a half hour in. I hadn't talked to him or anything. And I'm just like waiting for my moment to like, be friendly with the guy. And he goes, now, mind you, I have a T-shirt on that says the hotel on it. He goes, what do you do here? Do you work here? Like that. And I was just like, it's just a weird thing. Like, it's weird. Like, I know, like, probably, if I could break it down, I would think he was probably jealous because I work there and he doesn't. He's just a temp worker, and he's probably saying, I'm so much better than he is. I should be working his job. Maybe that's what's going on. So I just got tired of dealing with that. And when you're dealing with that all the time, like, there's constantly temp workers coming in, and some of them I got along with really well. There was this one woman that was like, it's really interesting. This is an interesting story for a different reason. So there was this one woman at the hotel. She was a temp worker. I really liked her because, number one, she had a good attitude. She was cool. She was Hawaiian. She had a cool Hawaiian, like I don't know. I just liked her Hawaiian flair, right? And she was from, she was from Hawaii. That was cool. And then she had really big tits, but they were fake, but they were like really nice. And it was just cool. And she had a nice body, and she was cool. But like, I wasn't that attracted to her face really that much. So I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'm not that attracted to her. Like, I'm not here to. We're here to work anyway. So, and she started like making it clear that she was interested. Like, she was like, she gave me her phone number, and she would call me after work and stuff like that. And it's just like, I just couldn't get beyond the face. Like, I wasn't attracted to her 100%. And I couldn't, I was like, I couldn't, obviously I'm not going to tell her I'm not attracted, And eventually I just stopped talking to her, like, or she stopped talking to me or something. I saw her like months later after I quit the hotel job. I saw her at another, like a security job. She was doing a temp thing. We're going to go ahead and, we don't have it here. So I saw her at a security job, like a temp thing. And she started back up, calling me again and stuff. And it was just weird. Like, it was one of those weird things where I realized, like, because there was a time in my 20s and 30s where I would have fucked anything. Like, I just wanted, like, the vagina and the titties and the ass, all that stuff. I don't have to look at you and that kind of, but like now it's like I'm not saying I'm a better guy for it now. I'm just more like, I'd rather just jerk off now. I mean, like, I don't understand anybody who needs to have sex. Like, why would you need it that bad? Although I'm also a guy that spends a lot of time by himself. So what that tells you is I don't need to be touched. I don't need the physical touch. People talk about that. That's why I think that's why I've said this. I have said this, that I am definitely on. I think everybody is on a spectrum, because I'm definitely on it, for sure. Not in the way that other people are. It didn't really affect my intelligence. Like, I can't do Rain Man shit, but I have weird social shit. And weird social shit, it's almost like, when animals are born and one of them is just a little funky, but the other animals fuck with it because they know it's a funky, like, it's like, when I say funky, like it's missing a leg or something. That's, animals can sense when there's something off. I think people can just sense that, even I can't see it, that like there's something that's a little bit like tick, 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 tick off. And they're just like, they can't help it. They're just natural. Now, there's some people that are just really cool to me They're just like, they can see that I'm just a nice guy. Once they get to know you, there's a lot of cool people out there. But I find that, you know what, it's just I'm better off by myself, and I don't think I'm alone. I think most people that would watch my videos would probably say they could feel what I'm feeling, or they've seen it, or they've experienced it. Like similar feelings of like having more success by yourself. Another thing too is that I realized I wasn't going to get promoted at jobs. Like I would get these jobs and I had no problem competing with other people. But I realized because of like popularity that I just wasn't going to be able to like, I just couldn't like one up other people popularity wise. Like and that's when I realized like it's very high school, you know, it's class president bullshit. And so I just realized my key to my success is get a job where you work by yourself and eventually get your own business. That's my goal, is to get my own business. And with that, we will play this hand. The goal is to get a business license. We still haven't done that. And I'm still not even sure what kind of business, but I definitely know like that's, you get to work for yourself, you make your own money, you learn how a business works. So that's the goal. We have King 10, we don't have anything on the table. I'm guessing they don't have anything either, but they probably have like high cards. They probably had like ace or something, ace king or... So yeah, that's one of the reasons why we do like the streaming thing is a way for us to get that feeling of like what would it be like to run your own, to have your own, you know, your own show, your own business. So I try to run this like a business. That's why I call it a show, I guess. This is a bad hand. We don't have any money. I mean, I think we could win this just based on like, I mean, we're out of this one anyway. We might as well just go all in. Yeah, that's cool. We're gonna play another one. Oh, nice. We could play a good one here. So let's take a little break here. Let's take a little break. Let's throw some music on. And here's the actress. Her name was Gabori Sidibe or something, and she's got a pretty face. I mean, she's not. Listen, I could tell you a story, and I will. So one day, let me get a picture of this girl. Let me get rid of the fat black actress. That's ugly. I don't like that I wrote that. What's her name? Precious. Okay, she won for the Precious. That was the name of the movie. What was the plot of that movie? I remember it was like, Precious is a movie set in Harlem in 1987 and tells the story of Clarice Precious Jones, a 16-year-old African-American who was illiterate, overweight, and pregnant. That's right. For the second time by her absent father, who has molested and raped her since she was a child. So it's a really dark movie, but she did a great job, and here's the trailer for it. Although, I don't know if I can show trailers, I'll probably block it, copyright it. Anyway, I think she won an Oscar. Did Gabori win an Oscar? She did not win an Oscar. She was nominated. She won something, though. She won a big award. She won a lot. Anyway. So I ended up... I'm not doing this to be mean. I'm doing this for the purposes of the story. So this is when I was like in my 20s. No, I think I was in my 30s. I was like 32, 33 years old. Lived in Seattle. And I was single, and I was looking. At the time, sex was important to me. I didn't give a fuck. I was in the military and stuff. We had hookers. You know, I told you this is an adult stream, so don't watch this if you're a kid. So I was like, I had the day off. I had money coming in. I was working at a gas station, right? So I said, I'm gonna hook up with somebody. I thought about getting a hooker. I was like, I wanted like a real girl. So we didn't have. Okay, let's get back to the game here. It's a good story. We're gonna play this for sure. This is a good one. So this game is an $80 million game, which is the ones we were playing were like a mill. This is way better. This is give us a chance to really make some real money anyway. So this is where it counts, and we're a little bit warmed up here. Very warmed up. We're very warm. We're gonna fold it though. Excuse me. So I know where I was. So we're gonna play the game, but we're gonna talk. Go back and forth, right? So this girl, okay, don't talk about the girl yet. So back in the day, this is in 2008. Okay, I think it was 2008. People were starting to get cell phones. Not everybody. I still don't think I had a cell phone. Maybe I did. I think I still had the pay phone, the phone where you pay minutes. Like I hadn't gotten into getting a cell phone yet. It was like 2005, 6, 7, those kind of days. And it was probably like closer to like 2000, it was probably closer to 2003, that kind of world. It was probably closer to that. Oh, we got a straight here, ladies and gentlemen. We got to go for it. We have the big straight. 9-10 Jack Queen King. 9-10, yeah, it's got to be a Jack. I think I'm the only person here. Ace 10, King Queen 10. I think we're good. We're going to raise it pretty big here. Big raise. Big raise. So we both won that. All right, so it had to be around 2003, 2004. So my status back then is we had a computer, but the phone thing we had to have because people were like, you have to have a phone. But I might not have had a phone. I might have just been going by email at that point. I think even then we didn't have a phone. I don't think we had a phone. No, we did have a phone. You know what we did? I know what it was. And you can tell this is real because when people tell that they have to dig deep, I guess some people could lie about this stuff, but like I had a landline phone in my house, so I didn't have a cell phone. I had a landline phone. I had a nice apartment at the time too. I was able to get that somehow, and I would go on the landline phone, and it was very popular back then to do, because internet at the time, I had dial-up internet. Okay, that tells you where we were. We're talking 2000 and probably 2003, had the landline phone, had dial-up internet. Okay, that's where we are. We're going to play this hand as well. We have ace queen, and there's the ace. Excuse me. Get some water here. Throat's getting a little. This is all very good for us. A lot of people in this hand. Not only do we have the ace, but we have the queen of diamonds. And now we have ace queen. Now we have two pair. And we're going all in, ladies and gentlemen. And there, we will show everybody what we got, because we definitely are not... Want to let them know we got this. We've got it. Let them know you've got it. You're not a bluffer, and then we can bluff later. So we know that it was 2003-ish. Excuse me. We know that we had a landline phone. We know that we had dial-up, so we didn't do a lot of chatting on the. In fact, don't think I even knew that you could talk to people on the internet. I was so like, yeah, I thought like I didn't realize you could do FaceTimes and stuff or Zoom calls and stuff. And maybe I probably like webcam. I didn't have a webcam, so. But if I had a webcam, I would have been doing freaky shit on it because that's what I was like in those days. Not that I was a freak, but I was like hungry for. I was, as they say, thirsty, which is not good. But this is what happens, right? I'm just being real about it. Ex-military guy. Okay, we got the story. We got it now. So you pictured all that. So. Was really like thirsty that day, and I ended up going on the phone. I found a number where you could hook up with girls. So I was hooking up with people on the phone. I was calling the chat line, and people were doing this is when Eminem was just starting to really become big too. So maybe it was before 2003. I remember because I remember on the chat line, Eminem was being. It was around 2002, 2003 because Eminem was big. I remember him being big back then. So we're on the phone, and Eminem music is being played in the background. And Eminem was very big back then. So was hip hop, but it was also the negative hip hop, like the gangster stuff. So everybody like on the phone, I just remember being very thuggy and yo, what's up, girl? Everybody was talking like that. Yo, yeah. Everybody was trying to be like you see a lot of Twitch streamers do today. I forgive them because they're young and they're just trying to be cool. Anyway, so like. I get on the phone, I hook up, and I talk to these girls, and I end up talking to like a few, and I narrow it down, right? So I found one that I finally was like, okay, she's cool, and she goes, I'm black. I hope that's not a problem. And I was like, why would that matter? Like, do you understand? I'm the horniest guy in this world. Like, if you had any idea, I didn't say that, but I'm sure she could tell. Like, this guy just needs it so bad. So I meet up with this girl, and she was the biggest girl I have ever seen until I worked at the hotel. She was the biggest until we met the hotel girl that looked like the float on a parade. All right. But this girl was she was like at least 350. And I gotta tell you something, not only did I have sex with her, I had like a mini relationship with this girl because it was sex every time. She would never deny me sex. She would always give it to me. She was into like sucking. I mean, she was like great. She was game. I mean, she was awesome. I loved it. Okay, let's get back to the game for a second here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take it up to 28 million. We have queens here, and we also have. That's pretty much all we've got is queens. But I would imagine no one's got a straight. This guy's going for the flush. He does not get the flush. Almost got that flush. So now we got 217 mil. I said this is going to be the best game. Well, I didn't say that, but I figured this will be the game that feels the best. Poker is one of those games too. It's like, it's definitely a feel game. You feel it. You feel it out. The more you play, the better you play. Jack 9 is a good hand. We're going to play Jack 9. There's the Jack on the flop. That's what they call it. They call it the flop. Tiger Lily looks like they want to bet here. Excuse me. Now we do have Jack 9. And what that tells me is if somebody else has a Jack, we have the kicker. What we're hoping is that another high card doesn't come up. There is the high card. Somebody could have a king very easily here. Very easily. In fact, there's probably your king right there. Or they could have hearts too, huh? Alright, we'll play along. We've got the kind of money where we can play here. So 9 jack, so there's nothing, no, you just have the pair. And I would guess that that person that thought they had the flush does not have a flush. So we're going to just see maybe a king. Somebody could have a king. They don't have the king, and it was a good hand for us. Nicely played. We're getting good cards now. Like, even the 9 queen is nice. I'm telling you what I'm going to do here. That Sagico has 4.5. They don't have very much money, so I'm going to raise it to 11, and I'm going to make them play. Queen 9 comes on the board. 150k, yeah, why not? Let's see what happens here. Oh, there's the 7-3. There's the 2 pair. There it is. And that's a nice little side pot winner. So we didn't even get a side pot. What was the side pot? Oh god. Why did they get a side pot? 1 pair. Queen kicker. What about me with the queen kicker? Oh, because they had jack queen. So they had like massive kick. That's an interesting hand, actually. Excuse me. So they had 4-7-4 jack queen, and I had 4-7-4 queen 9. So because they had the jack. Wow. Here comes a big hand here at the table. Boom. We lost a couple players. Ooh. Nice hand. Whoa. That was a loaded hand there. So my goal is always, when I play games like this, is I'm always trying to get like top 3. Because then at least you get your money back. So our goal is to get top 3 at least. And of course, the goal is to win. And people are starting to take each other out of the game now. This guy's got ace 2. He's got queen 6. There's the 6 they paired up with. And brown rim sniffer. Brown rim sniffer is the name of that player. That's good. That's a good name. Brown rim sniffer. Brown rim sniffer. Oh my god. So we're going to play ace 2. Because ace is a great, obviously, card. It's, you know, it's the best card in the deck. So I feel like you've always got a chance when you got the ace. And if this guy just wants to keep checking every minute, I'll check with him because I got an ace. So, I mean, when you got the ace, you know, you're always in a pretty good position. Like, I feel like ace 2 also is like you could get a straight with ace 2. Ace 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4-3. Again, like, you know, I'm going to not play this hand because we've been playing a lot of hands lately. But I do like 3-4 suited quite a bit. That's a nice hand. So, oh, there's the 3, but that's the 3. So I called the girl. She's really big, and I ended up like having like a mini relationship with her. Like I was with her for a few months, like, and eventually I just kind of like ghosted her. I wasn't mean about it, but I will tell you this: going in public with her was a bummer because she was so big, and it is a thing. Like it's a, when you're that. I'm going to leave it there. So I'm sensitive to it. Because I know people, like I said, that are big and stuff. But for me, like, it did weigh heavily. I remember what really triggered it for me, which really made me not want to see her anymore, was number one, like, she was I wasn't attracted anymore to her physically. Like, I had to, like, laying in bed with her, like, when I would have sex with her, I felt like I was laying on top of a table. And I know it sounds like I'm trying to, like, it sounds like I'm doing an open mic night or trying to be a comedian, but I literally felt, you literally are on somebody's belly when they're that big. It feels like you're on a table. And that was not sexy at all to me. I don't like somebody to be that big. It's not healthy. She would snore. I mean, there was just a lot of stuff that was just unhealthy about her. And then eventually, like I said, the way I left it was, I wasn't like a cruel guy. It was just like, we just stopped talking, I think. And she was basically like, how come you don't call me anymore? Like, and I wasn't going to be like, it's over. Like, I'm not attracted to you anymore. So I just stopped talking to her. But, yeah, that was interesting. It's an interesting life, man. We've done a lot of shit. We've seen a lot of things. This is a cool hand here. Who's left here? So let's try to play, like, this guy. If you have queens, we're fucked. But he doesn't. There's no way he does. And there we are, folks, with the full house. And I think that was sort of the end of us hooking up with people on that chat line. Because there was another girl I hooked up with on the chat line, and she was a little bit bigger too, but like not really that, like not like that. Then I just realized, like, I just want to, like, have a feeling for something when I'm doing that, when I'm having, sex, like, and so I just pretty much, like, things slowed down for me in that arena, and my life got better as I kind of got rid of the sex thing. Life started getting a lot better. My mind became more clear. I stopped, like, I noticed I was talking to people like they were people. I know it sounds weird, but, like, when you're just sort of, like, sexually attracted to every girl you see, it kind of affects the way you act. Like, my behavior was probably, like, silly or whatever. It was... Yeah, so things got better, and now it's like, then you spend more time alone, and I'm still attracted. It's like, you think, like, what if you don't... People... It's a big thing, too, with groups. I like being alone. It's like, guys think that's a failure, or guys think that's weird when you don't have a girlfriend and you're not having sex with girls. Like, what are you? You must be gay. I'm not gay. I didn't suddenly become... Let me tell you what didn't happen. Because I haven't been having sex, right? I still jerk off. Things are still going around and coming through. Let me tell you what did not happen because of not having sex. I didn't get anybody pregnant. That didn't happen. Life became a lot easier. Oh, there's the ace again. The ace. Now, we don't have a kid. Yeah, it would probably have to be the only... Well, just someone else having an ace? Most likely not. Let's bet big here. They're all in with Jack 2, which I don't even know what they were going for there. I just don't even know what they were trying to do, to be honest with you. So we're on a road here to top 3, and we're doing great. And we're talking about our past, and it's kind of been fun catching up. We don't have anything here, really. We're just going to go ahead and fold that. Yeah, life just got better. We stopped being concerned, more caring about it, and you start to just not make decisions based on it. Sex, and it just doesn't. It's not even a thing. And like I said, guys make such a big deal about like sex, and you probably don't have. I remember I was working this one job. Excuse me, and there was a lot of kids there. And I was about 40 years old, and I was starting to feel like. It was about that when I turned 40, I was starting to realize like I probably shouldn't work with kids anymore. I shouldn't like spend a lot of time around anybody younger than like 30 or 20 something, because when you're like 25, you're still a kid. Like even when you're 30, people were still calling me young man when I was 30. Like when you turn 40, your maturity level just you have the potential. You could still be a dummy, but you really become. It really happened for me at 40, where I became very mature. Like all the things that I had done, I said, "This is, you turn 40 is a big number." Anyway, I'm working with these guys. Let's get back to the table real quick before we get back to the story. We have Ace Jack, which is a huge hand. We don't want to fumble this, so we're just going to check it. I want somebody to get cocky and make a bet, but nobody's making any bets, so we're just going to make a little feeler bet. And of course, these guys are good players. Anybody at the table now is a very good player. Everybody's doing extremely well. Everybody's playing very carefully. This is a good table at this point. All the irresponsible bettors are gone. So we're going to fold this. So I'm working at this. This is another job I had. I've done things in my life, all right? And this is what I said. A 25-year-old can't talk like this. They haven't done shit. I'm 50. I've done shit, right? I was in the military. I was in Japan. All right, let's not blow everything. So we got a good hand, by the way, at the table, 9-9. Before we get into our story, 9-9 is the best hand so far at the table. 2-6-3. You're gonna bet a little bit there. You might have to take a risk and jump out and really bet big here. You might have to. There's the 7. I'm going all in on this one. He's got 5-9. And I'm not sure what he was doing there. 2, 3, 4. So he was hoping to get lucky. He was definitely gambling there big time. I definitely had a little bit more of a real thing kind of a hand. We can look back at that hand again. But he definitely was gambling, trying to get the straight 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he just didn't have it. We got 9s on the table. We have a pair of 9s on the table. Okay. Jack 5 of hearts. I like the hearts. I liked the hearts. I don't like the hearts anymore. Interesting. Nice fold. Boy, we got lucky. We had nothing there. That's a nice hand. But Tiger Lily, I think, is a really good player, so I'm going to be careful with them. But again, nice hand here, 7-8. Hearts. I would not be surprised if Yelly Curry decides to go all in at some point, because they're really low on chips. So they might go all in at some point. And we really don't have a hand here. Like, we just really don't. Yelly Curry at some point is going to have to go all in. And they just obviously don't have it. I mean, I had nothing on that hand. So we're top 3 here. We're trying to get top. We're trying to win this thing. king 6. Nothing's coming up for us so far. I really don't have jack shit. And now it's top 2. This is what we were talking about. This is what we wanted to do. We wanted to get to the point where we had a really good game. We're doing it right now, and this will be the game that we can close out. We can end the stream on. Of course, not that I'm in a hurry to end the stream. In fact, what we're gonna do after this stream is, let's take a look at this here. They're betting 53. We've got ace 4. We have to fold that. And this is going to be a game here. Probably after this stream, we'll do a bonus stream. I usually do bonus streams with this game. So now, look how bold Tiger Lily is getting. Very bold. Very bold indeed. And we got a little careless there. We got a little careless, but it was a good play. What a play! Oh, we got so fortunate. So fortunate with the 5s. What a great, man, that's a great way to go out. I'm actually very happy about that. That was a really good game, man. That was a really good game. Well played by Lily. I think their name was Tiger Lily 22. And what I'll do sometimes is when I think somebody's a good player, I'll try to become friends with them. So Tiger Lily, they spell it, how do they spell it? 22. And we'll do is we'll find them if we can. And then we'll just try to be their friend. Because that's a good player, and when you meet somebody that's a good player, it's kind of fun to play with them. So we could play with them again. And let's take a look here at our win. That was fantastic. That was really good. It's a good way. It's just like, it's a movie ending. And it also... pretty much ends the stream, at least this part of the stream. Let's take a look at our chests. How are we doing here? So this is where we're at. When you win tournaments, you basically win a bunch of chests. And when you've won a bunch of chests, at some point, you have to get a lot of chests just to win a chest again. So we're like far from really winning anything here. We need to get like a lot more wins. What I think we need to do is... excuse me, my throat, is we need to play at some point the $850 million tournament, which is a huge amount of money, or the $3.4 billion, which we have $13 billion. All right, we've earned $13 billion. There was a game where I think I was drunk or stoned, which is unusual with me. Oh, it would have to be drunk because that's all we do. We don't touch anything else. All right, you got that, employers? All right, you can't get me on that. So we played a game, and we must have been drunk because all I remember is I woke up and I was a billionaire. I think I had like 2 billion. When I finished the game, I had 10 billion. So something had happened there where I just did really well. It's really kind of funny. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for that portion of the stream. For the next part of the stream, we're going to do something here. I usually do a bonus stream. So at 1:33:40, that's for me. Haha, timestamp. Speaking the language for me later to clip this. What we're going to do, guys, is we're going to play a bonus stream. The bonus stream is usually a game that we can't play normally, or there's a boss that we just can't beat. That's the story here. We played a game yesterday and we couldn't beat the boss. The name of the game is Huntdown, and we're gonna basically, we have to sort of play through the level a little bit to get to the boss. But I almost beat the boss off stream yesterday, and I said, you know what, save it. We'll save it. We're gonna save it. We're gonna save it. And we're gonna do it on a bonus stream. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the bonus stream. Everything's working? Good, okay. Good, good, good. You're looking at, by the way, if you're just coming in from Twitch, how you doing? My name is Pebble. I'm a streamer. We just had a hell of a game playing poker. We just won a nice biggie.
In the 21st century, nations have collapsed. From the ruins of war arises a society fueled by greed. Profiteering mega corporations provide protection and jobs to anyone who abides by their policies. The alternative, a criminal path. Street gangs engage in a constant power struggle against rival gangs and authorities. But there are some that have no interest in gang affiliations nor company citizenship. They only pledge allegiance to the highest bidder. Their title, Bounty Hunter. Their only objective, hunt down.
The cool game. So we're basically we're on a certain level here, the Hoodlum Dolls, and we're trying to beat this boss, and we gotta do it, man. We gotta do it. But we gotta get through this level to get to the boss. It's not a hard level. None of this is hard. This is a really, really cool game. It's old arcade style. And the last piece of context I'll get, bit of context that I will give is, I do want to give a little context. Yesterday we played this game, and because I needed this game, I don't know, I just hadn't played this type of game in a long time, and I've been playing a lot of like puzzle games and stuff, which are really my favorite kind of games, but I really miss the arcade, the eye candy, like this I love the visuals of this kind of game, I really do. And so I was like, I forgot about this game, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, we have this game. I haven't played it, because I buy games like this and I just let them sit in the corner of the library, because I know I'm gonna like it, and I know that it's gonna come in handy. It's almost like getting a stash of like your favorite liquor. Like, that's kind of how I do liquor. Like, I don't really drink it. I usually keep it, and then one day I go, you know what, man? Fuck, we could open up that bottle of what do you calls it. So, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the bottle of what do you calls it. Also, yeah, that's it. Let's go.
Adam Boyd.
Those dogs. Ah, damn those dogs.
Look out! Sweet dreams.
Ah.
Someone notify next of kin.
So the game was kind of easy, but it's starting to get harder, and it definitely is getting harder. Okay, let's go.
Checkpoint.
Already here. Had a feeling you'd be screwing up somewhere around here.
Ah!
I hate the big ones. Someone needs to clean up this mess. The bounty hunters are coming! Play dead. Good boy.
Aha, play dead, that's funny. I get it. You get it? You get it? Oh shit. Oh no, I just died. I can't believe I died.
Almost done. Darn.
I love this game. I'm probably gonna have to start playing more of these type of games. It's so satisfying, man. And it really does remind me of when I was a kid. It's just really fun to watch, too. Like, I'm watching it while I play. It's just, like, so good.
Heads up.
Jeez.
I hate the suburbs. Bounty hunters are coming.
See, nobody likes the suburbs. It's weird. And that's like the city. I remember, it's okay to interrupt. It's my stream. I remember this. This is a callback from the card stream that we just did with HC Poker, but nobody likes the suburbs. I'm telling you, I remember being a kid, and we lived in the suburbs, and we would go to the city in Philly, because that's where I'm from, Philadelphia, and people hated us. They hate the suburbs. Okay, there you go.
With balls!
Wait, hold on.
Hail to the queen, baby.
Checkpoint.
I don't like these streets one bit. Riots and shit going on.
That's right, I remember that.
You're about to be hacked.
Okay, we need to go back up, because there's a health up there.
Alert.
Shit.
Ooh, that's gonna sting for quite some time.
Okay, there's the health. I need another health. I think I can get it. Ah, I really need that health. Let me see if I can try to, Did I give it to me? Too bad. And you can't, like, bring one of these. Okay.
Checkpoint.
I took a short.
Give me that cake.
Stop them, you moron!
Beautiful. I need a challenge.
There we go. Oh, shit. Oh, that's really bad. No.
Where's my rifle?
Oh, that was stupid.
Pain is just temporary. Okay, finished. Stop them, you moron!
You got hit by the best.
Cover me, you idiot!
And stay down.
I like the voiceover.
They're after my stash! Where's my right?
Fire in the hole!
Come on, move it!
Boom! This is more fun than painting. Time to put the squeeze on.
Oh. Actually, this level is like...
Away with you!
It's harder. It's harder than I remember it. Not that hard though.
Rush him! He definitely knew how to treat a lady.
But it should be hard. If this wasn't hard, I'd be so bored. Like it's got to be hard. You know what I mean? It's like
Never get used to it.
it's yeah.
Cover me, you idiot! Get away from me!
Fire in the hole!
Come on, move it!
Just razors and furs, all. I love guns.
Alright, this is going to be tricky because this is the boss. How many bullets do we have? 62? How many bullets? 80 machine gun bullets? Let's do machine gun. Let's see it. There it is. That's what we needed. Okay, this is what we wanted. Here, this is where we want to be. This is boss level. We got to beat this guy. But I think I know how to beat. I do know how to beat him.
Bounty.
It's got a cool voice. Like
You're in the hoodlum turf, mate. Means you're all mine. Yeah.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Coming at you, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Like hot beverages, yeah. You're him some, yeah. Yeah. Dolls with the balls, yeah.
Grenade on the way.
Yeah. I make hoodlum dolls look good. Yeah.
Grenade on the way!
I'm the boss, dig it? Yeah.
Catch!
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Die!
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Got you where I want you.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Challenge would be nice. Coming at you, yeah. What's a little bad boy, Bob? Yeah.
I'm about to blow your mind. Got something for ya. Eat this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Eat some gasoline, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think hoodlum dolls look good. Yeah. Yeah. I'm the boss, dig it? Yeah.
Vengeance shall be mine.
Coming at you, yeah. What's a little bad boy, Bob? Yeah.
Here you go. Explosive personality.
Yeah.
Look out!
Hoodlum dolls look good. Yeah. Yeah. I'm the boss, dig it? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Die! Die!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bounty collected.
Oh, thank God. All right, that's it, bro. That's all I wanted to do is beat that guy. Let's take a look. Bounty collected. 45 out of 45 kills. Collector 1, 3 saves. 1 and 3 stashes. Survivor 5 deaths. Oh, felt so good to beat that. Now we can quit, right? Can we quit now? Yes. Whew. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, listen, if I get a chance to beat a boss that quickly, we can end it. You know what I mean? A bonus stream it's a bonus stream, but the bonus stream doesn't have to be like long. And plus we just played like an hour and a half. So ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this stream. We had a great fucking stream. I mean, I'm just very happy about that. You have to be happy about a stream like that. You play a bunch of games, you get good stories out. I've said stuff I've never said before. I had a great win at the end there, and then really good boss battle that we got to beat. Like, it took me maybe 30-40 minutes yesterday trying to beat that boss. We had the momentum, we had the idea to do it. We were feeling it, as they say. And that's the best time to strike. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank everybody for watching the stream. We need to go for this, we need to go non-copyright. Yeah. Let's play a little of this. People know this music, right? This is cool. Let's do this one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is non-copyright music, so you can't copyright
fucking
me.
Seven kid.
I don't want to talk. I don't want to quackity. I'm not going to talk shit about quackity. But this is about Van Pebble. About quackity. This is about Van Pebble, not about quackity. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Van Pebble. This is my social media. I just want to advertise this very quickly, and then we will get out of here. I do have a Twitter, aka X, and Van Pebble is on X, aka Twitter. And then you could donate money to Van Pebble by donating actually to Thomas Palvino, which is my real name. All one, no spaces, lower capital, low caps. At Thomas Palvino on PayPal, and if you send me money, I'll buy cheeseburgers with it. And probably games. You know, I usually tell people, if you're going to send money, tell me what you're sending it for, what you like, and I'll try to buy those games. It's been a while since somebody sent me money, but you never know when that could happen. And ladies and gentlemen, Van Pebble is on YouTube. This is what I really like. You take all those games that you play, and you throw them on YouTube. You can take those games from Twitch, because Twitch only saves them for a certain amount of time, and then YouTube keeps it for a really long time. I didn't like that music very much. So anyway, YouTube is going to keep the videos forever, as far as I know, and God bless them for it. I love YouTube. I will never talk badly about YouTube, as far as you know. So go to YouTube, go to Van Pebble, subscribe. If you're watching videos, like them. And Van Pebble on YouTube. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Whew, what a stream. About 2 hours. Not bad, not bad. We have some stuff left. We got some stuff left in us today. So stay with us. We're gonna go, but when we come back, let me look at my itinerary. One of the big things I need to do today is, let me show you here. We need to do a card opening. Now, the card opening is something that we started doing maybe a month ago. We did a card opening, and then we did another one, and we enjoyed it. But one thing I did not like about it, personally, was the camera. We were using the camera that we have here. And this was basically, we would take this camera, we would grab it, and just kind of try to put it down here. And I think we did a decent job. I mean, I think it definitely, I'm happy with it. I thought it was cool just to do, but I wanted people to be able to see the cards slightly better. So what we did was, I bought a camera. You can't see it. I don't want to move it. And I don't want to move this cam either. I'm happy with this guy. Here, let's move it. So you can see right there, there's a camera behind me. And maybe this is a better place to put the fucking... Maybe I should put this here. Maybe this is where I should... Hey, jeez. Maybe I've been streaming wrong the whole time. But anyway, so that's what we'll be doing today. We'll be opening cards, and we'll be using this camera that you see right here, which is really cool little cam. It's basically like for teachers and shit. And if anybody ever wants to know what equipment I use or whatever, I'm happy to tell you. I'm not like one of these streamers that has a lot of money, so I think I spent like $50 on it. But it's a nice camera, and it's better than what we had, and we're going to open up some cards on stream. That's what we have planned for us next. And then after that, video games. The games that I had planned was Blueprints and Balatro. So I don't know if we're going to get to both of those games, but we're definitely going to do a card opening stream next. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go, and we will get ready for that. And if you're watching now, that's what we're doing next. So why don't you come join us? Talk to you later, Van Pebble. And let's play the music a little bit longer, and then we'll get the hell out of here. Just to get the vibes. Get those vibes going, because we got a nice stream coming up next here. I wonder if I should go like this, because my eyes naturally go here. So this makes sense to be more like this. I can look at you now naturally like this, but if you're over there, I'm not looking at you really. So this is a better place for the camera. Isn't it weird that, like, I know I'm saving this for the end, but, like, isn't it weird that you need glasses? It's like some people need glasses. I need them. Like, if I don't have these, I can't really see. If I take these off, it's like I really can't see stuff that great. It's really fucking fucked up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed it. You're going to enjoy it even more, because we're going to come back and we're going to do a card opening. We'll talk to you later. Peace out. See you.